My roommate moved out without warning, then demanded I ship him his stuff that he hadn't touched in months. We weren't best friends, but we got along. Roommates by convenience. We met through a housing Facebook group. Both mid-20s, working full-time, trying to stay afloat in a city that eats up rent like oxygen. He was a line cook. I was doing tech support from home. The arrangement worked. We split bills, rotated cleaning, nodded politely in the hallway. 10 months in, I wouldn't say I trusted him with my life, but I never had a reason to distrust him either. Then one Wednesday in March, I came home to silence. Not the normal kind. The something's off kind. His shoes were gone. The ones that always sat in the corner of the entryway, muddy and half-tied. His coat wasn't hanging. No clatter of pots from the kitchen. No whiff of burned garlic or loud phone calls from his room. It felt emptier. Lighter. Weird. I walked to the back of the apartment. His door was cracked open. Inside, bed stripped, closet half empty, shelves cleared. But not completely. There was a pile of boxes stacked against the wall, plastic tubs, a couple bags, some random electronics, a poster tube. I stood there for a second, trying to figure out what I was looking at. Then I texted him. "Hey, did you move out?" He answered 15 minutes later like I'd asked if he was out getting tacos. "Yeah, sorry, I should have told you. I moved in with Kate this week. It happened fast. All good though, right?" No notice. No heads up. No. "Let's talk." "Just gone?" I asked. "So are you off the lease?" He replied. "I called the landlord. Said I'm out. He said you can keep the place solo or find someone else." That was the whole conversation. Not even a thanks. I stood there, in what used to be his room, staring at his leftover stuff. It looked like junk. But also not junk. Some clothes, old game console, a monitor, loose cables, a couple boxes labeled kitchen, and books. I texted again. "Do you want me to hold on to this?" He said. "Yeah, just for a bit. I'll grab it next weekend." That was March. He didn't show. No message. No update. No knock on the door. I gave it a week. Then two. At first, I didn't care. I was busy. The boxes were out of the way. It wasn't urgent. But every time I walked past that open room, I got more irritated. Because now it was my responsibility. His stuff, my problem. Week 4, I messaged him again. "Hey, just checking. Still planning to pick this stuff up?" He left me on read. That was the first sign that something had shifted. Not just in tone, but in expectation. He didn't see this as borrowing space. He saw it as storage. Free storage. Unlimited time. I tried to be understanding. Breakups, moving stress, new jobs. Life happens. But I was still paying full rent. Still living around his crap. And every week it stayed, it felt more like a symbol. Like I hadn't just lost a roommate, I'd inherited his mess. By week 6, I'd stacked everything neatly in the corner of the room. Didn't touch it otherwise. No message from him. Not even a lazy, "I'll get it soon." So I stopped being nice. I moved all of it to the hallway closet. Labeled the boxes. "Do not touch." Blocked off half the shelf. That's when I started thinking differently about the whole situation. Why did I say yes in the first place? Why did I give him the benefit of the doubt? I knew why. Because we weren't enemies. Because helping seemed easier than saying no. Because I didn't want to be the guy, the difficult one, the one who makes things harder than they need to be. But by being easy, I made it easy for him to ignore me. He never asked how things were going with the apartment. Never offered to split the final bills. Never even said goodbye. Just disappeared and expected me to hold on to the fragments of his life until it was convenient for him to return. And I let it happen. I wish I could say I tossed his stuff out then and there. But I didn't. Not yet. Because part of me still thought, maybe next weekend. But next weekend never came. Only silence. And a growing sense that I'd been turned into a storage unit with a pulse. I waited 2 more weeks. Nothing. 8 total now since he moved out. Every time I opened the closet to grab my vacuum or jacket, I saw his boxes. Every time I bumped into that cracked plastic tub, I remembered this wasn't just about stuff anymore. It was about nerve. The nerve to vanish, say, "I'll come back," then ghost me like I owed him time and space just for knowing him. So I messaged him again. Short. Direct. "Hey, I need the closet space. Can you grab your stuff this weekend?" No reply. 3 days passed. So I sent another. "If it's not picked up by next Sunday, I'll assume you've abandoned it." Simple boundary. Nothing mean. Just a line. That night, 2:14 a.m., my phone buzzed. Long message. Several paragraphs. No punctuation, all lowercase. It started with, "Wow, okay. Didn't expect that from you." Then spiraled fast. "I thought we were friends, man. I trusted you. You said you were chill about holding on to it. Now suddenly you're kicking my stuff out like I'm a stranger. I've been going through a lot. You have no idea what this year has been like for me. You think a closet is more important than showing someone you actually care? I never asked for this pressure. This is really cold, bro. Disappointing, TBH." I didn't respond. Because what was I supposed to say? "Sorry you left your things in my apartment for 2 months without saying a word, and now I'm tired of tripping over your blender?" It wasn't a conversation. It was a guilt dump. A last-ditch attempt to make me feel bad for not continuing to enable him. But I sat there, rereading the message, and realized something important. He was more upset about me asking than he was about the actual logistics. This wasn't about a box of clothes. It was about control. He got to leave without responsibility. Got to skip out on rent, leave a mess, and still expect to be treated like someone who hadn't done anything wrong. And the second I said, "I need space," I became the villain. The next day, I sent one final message. "I'm giving you until Saturday. If it's not picked up by then, I'm donating what I can and discarding the rest." He left it on read. No answer. No counteroffer. Just that quiet little icon saying, "Seen." So I waited. Saturday came. No knock. No car. No text. Just me, standing in front of that closet, pulling his crap out piece by piece and lining it up by the door. 2 tubs. 1 laptop charger. A hoodie with a massive hole in the sleeve. An unopened package of protein powder, 2 years expired. A broken fan. Old textbooks. Empty whiskey bottle for some reason. And 1 note, stuck to the back of a poster, that said, "Move out, Gold Skull." Yeah. Okay. I didn't even feel mad anymore. I just felt done. I boxed the clothes and books. Set aside anything that looked like actual trash. Took photos of the decent stuff. Sent him one final text. "I boxed everything worth keeping. It'll be outside my door until Sunday night. After that, it's going." He never replied. But I know he saw it. Because at 3:02 a.m. that night, I heard footsteps in the hallway. He didn't knock. Just grabbed what was there and left. Didn't take all of it. Just the 2 plastic tubs and the charger. Everything else, gone by Monday morning. I donated the rest. Never heard from him again. No thank you. No. Sorry. No follow-up. Just silence. Like none of it ever happened. 3 weeks after he picked up those boxes, I figured it was over. I cleaned out the closet, deleted the message thread, and mentally refiled him as someone I used to know. Then I got the call. I didn't recognize the number. No name. No location. I answered, expecting a robocall. Instead, a woman's voice. Polite. Measured. Older. "Hi, is this my name? I'm sorry to bother you. This is Ethan's mother." I went still. She continued, warm and calm like she was reading off a script written in guilt. "I'm calling because I think there's been some kind of misunderstanding. Ethan told me you disposed of some of his belongings. He's quite upset. He said you were holding some very important items for him." I didn't say anything for a second. Because the immediate wave in my chest wasn't anger, it was disbelief. He had gone crying to his mom. Not to apologize. Not to explain. But to frame me. I kept my voice level. I told Ethan several times to pick up his things. Gave him 8 weeks, multiple messages, a deadline. He ignored all of it. She sighed, like a parent dealing with a moody teen. He said you were holding them willingly, and then suddenly threw them out. I clarified. No, I said I'd keep them for a week. He disappeared for 2 months. Another pause. Then she said the line that stuck in my head for days. You have to understand, Ethan's been going through a very emotional time. He didn't realize how much this would affect him. Affect him. Not me, who paid rent on time. Not me, who cleaned around his mess. Not me, who waited like a fool while he played house somewhere else and kept my apartment as his backup plan. I stayed quiet. She added, there were some childhood books in there. Some sentimental things. He told me they're irreplaceable. There weren't. I went through every box. There were no books. No keepsakes. No photo albums. Just old electronics, stained clothes, expired vitamins, and a notebook full of gym reps. But I didn't argue. What would be the point? She wasn't calling to understand. She was calling to guilt. To shame me into feeling like the bad guy in a story her son had rewritten to protect his ego. So I ended the call. Politely. Firmly. I'm sorry he's upset, but I gave him every chance to take care of his things. It's done now. I wish him well. She didn't say thank you. Just hung up. 5 days later, I got a PayPal request. $120. Labeled, reimbursement for lost items. No message. No explanation. Just a bold little invoice from the same person who'd left a closet full of garbage and refused to answer his phone. I denied it. Blocked the account. And that was it. He never contacted me again. Never tried a new number. Never followed up. Because people like him don't chase resolution. They chase control. And when that stops working, they move on. Quietly. As if nothing happened. But the whole thing taught me this. There's a special kind of person who believes your silence is permission. Who sees your patience as weakness. Who will use your time, your space, your kindness, until you stop them. And the second you do, they'll act like you were the problem all along.